Hello, Taurus. My name's Echo, and thank you for joining me for your August 2025 tarot reading. Before we begin, I just want to wish you a happy new moon in Leo. That did happen yesterday, and as I throw this reading, I'm telling you be sure to set those intentions on what you would like to see come about during the full moon. Also, check out that video for your sun, moon, and rising sign to see where this will be impacting you most. Your rising sign will give you the most comprehensive picture, the overall, if you will, view of where you can expect the most change. We do also have a Mercury retrograde going on, so be sure to save any files or downloads you're working on. Be wary of any miscommunication. Check your spam folders for email, and look at any fine print on contracts and agreements. Also know that anything you address during a Mercury retrograde is something you're going to be repeating. You'll be compelled to repeat it later on when Mercury does go forward movement again. So this is a good time to start anything you'd like to revisit later and make a regular habit, such as new diet, exercise, meditation, spiritual practices, that kind of thing. I am bringing back some old decks I haven't used in a while, as well as bringing some new decks into the reading today. So let's go ahead and see, Taurus, what August has for you. You start off with this card of leadership. It says, step into your leadership, share your message, inspire and empower others. There we go. Taurus, you are a very powerful sign, and you do like to stand your ground and get kind of stubborn when something truly matters to you. But I really don't feel like it's like stubborn donkey, unwilling to move. You stand your ground and you stand firm on things that you know need to be fought for. And people like Taurus for that because you offer that comfort of a solid foundation in a world where a lot of things require us to be fluid in order to have any forward movement. But at this time, I feel like you're being called to be the leader, sort of lead the charge and go forward. Take that momentum as you go on into the month of August. And I encourage you to do that. Also, look at that video I'm telling you, because I can tell you for Taurus, this was really about take a firm stance on the things you're passionate about and be the charging bull going forward, right? Because Taurus is the bull. So you're being encouraged in this reading as well. And I love that, to do exactly that. Let's go ahead and continue with our next Oracle deck. The Astrological Oracle, to see what else we can draw in for this reading. You have the sign of Aries. So Aries is all about the ram going forward, taking action, okay? Aries is ruled by the sign of Mars. So yeah, we are taking action at this time. We are having that forward momentum. The ram is stubborn, just like the bull, but both of you are a force to be reckoned with. So I love seeing this for you. This is amazing. You're definitely being told to go ahead. Take action on what truly matters to you, and you're getting a big push. I feel like Spirit is like pushing on a swing and just woof, like that one big push so you can go really high, okay? So take that momentum and use it to your advantage at this time, Taurus, because I feel like you're being called to do just that. With the holographic Rider-Waite Oracle deck, or Rider-Waite Tarot deck, excuse me, and I like this deck, it's very pretty. We're going to go ahead and start this tarot reading and see what we have coming for you in the month of August. You start off with the card of the Eight of Wands in reverse. The Eight of Wands is a forward momentum, absolutely, charging forward. In reverse, this says you've been in a space where you haven't been able to charge forward, Taurus. Maybe you felt like you weren't right to. Maybe someone or something was limiting you. I feel like there might be a little bit of apathy and a lack of passion here, because wands are a fiery, passionate, creative energy. And this is where you're at as we throw this reading. But I want to see what energy is crossing you to go forward, because you're being encouraged by the Oracle, certainly, to step in and take the lead on something. Not just forward momentum you can offer, but I feel like there are others who are watching, maybe silently, and they're waiting for you to be that first person on the dance floor and make the first move. But let's see what's crossing you and how we can progress this energy, because this is good. This is a good start. Crossing you is the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords is dead, done, over with, defeated. So your own thoughts or beliefs, or even communication from others, have had you kind of in your headspace, making you feel like something wasn't possible, okay? A little bit defeated, deflated type of energy. And you really shouldn't feel that way, Taurus, because when you stand your ground on something and you're very firm, sometimes it can ruffle feathers and sort of agitate people because they're upset they didn't come with an idea, or they just don't know, they don't have the vision that you do on how this thing you're standing on is going to work out. And I feel like a little bit of communication might clear the air if that is the situation. If it is your own thoughts or beliefs, it might be time to stand firm, take the lead, and stand up for yourself. If you have a lot of negative self-talk, you're going to be addressing it in August because Spirit is calling you to. You're going to need to get forward, get clear, and get in a headspace that does give you sort of that grounding of the charging bull. To be a charging bull, to go forward and be the force to be reckoned with, you are going to have to be your own cheerleader first. So if you're in a space of doubt and feeling defeated, you're being asked to overcome it at this time. Honor the emotion for what it is, but don't make it your whole existence, okay? At your base, you have the Hermit. Yep. Inward reflection. We were just talking about getting real with yourself and taking that firm stance so you can charge forward. The Hermit goes inward into the cave to reflect on knowledge and turn it into wisdom so they can bring that wisdom with that lantern out into the world and sort of shine their light upon the world. So you are drawing inward and reflecting at this time as we go forward into August, my dear Taurus, which is a beautiful thing to do. Because if you're going to action anything, if you're going to be the leader, people are going to want to know why you're so firm in something, why you're so confident in something. Is it because you've done your homework? And I feel like you're going to be drawing in to do just that. So you can step into your leadership and so you can have that confidence and forward movement that you're looking for. But let's continue this reading, Taurus. I want to see what else is coming. You have the Two of Wands in reverse. The Two of Wands is talking about doors being open to you, new portals and new ways of being as far as your passion and your approach to the world. So you're looking at what doors aren't open to you and what maybe has you feeling stuck. What is maybe lacking you of that forward movement and that passion. And this is a great place to start if you're kind of down in the doldrums and feeling defeated. Contemplate what got you there and kind of backtrack the story. And when you find whatever it is that kind of dissuaded you, that kind of put you on that negative track, you're going to be able to address that problem directly. Okay, just be sure that you're not beating yourself up over it because everybody makes mistakes. What decision you made at the time you felt was right. And if your gut told you it was a wrong decision and you ignored it, now you know in the future to listen to your gut going forward. So let's see what's crowning you, Taurus, and see what we have moving us forward into August. Oh, there's a flipper. We'll take it. The Star in reverse. The Star is all about the transmutation of energy, okay? She goes to the well and flips the water back and forth, almost in like a meditative motion, wishing and hoping and dreaming on what can go on. And you know those stars are reflecting in the water as she looks down. You can see her own foot. But the stars up in the sky are reminiscent of the Pleiades, which are actually in the sky, the seven sisters. And they are a Greek mythology about 7 beautiful daughters who were so beautiful and wonderful and embodied the best of mankind that the gods chose them to be up in the heavens and reside with them. And that star in the middle, that's you. Those are your hopes, your dreams. And crowning you, you're finding where you weren't your own cheerleader. You weren't really, because this card is in reverse, you weren't really transmuting energy in a way that benefited you. Maybe you were giving too much to everybody around you, or a situation was just not in your power, so you really couldn't give back to yourself. You didn't really have many hopes and dreams to act on. But if you contemplate why that was, what put you in that space, and do that backtracking we talked about, you can transmute that energy, like we said, and put that forward in a positive momentum. And you're being called at this time to address what exactly did rob you of that hope, that joy, that ability to transmute energy and take it forward and not let any negativity stick to you. The immediate outcome of this reading is judgment. The individuals in these boats are looking upward from the journey they've traveled as they go across the water. And some people may call them coffins, but they're on the water. So to me, they're boats. There it is. But you're looking for fair recompense and you're going to get it. The immediate outcome is going to be getting right with yourself, talking about yourself with a very mental chatter and a very real situation that brings back what you're looking for, that brings you to a clear understanding. This could also be talking about anything that is like court agreements, contracts, that kind of thing. You are going to get what you're worth. If you catch something in the fine print that didn't work for you, you're going to spot it now, I feel like. As well as, remember, we're in the Mercury retrograde, this is the time to do that. If anyone offers you a new agreement or anything, you're going to see it and you're going to know that, yeah, we need to readdress this, okay? You're going to catch it and it is going to be made more fair, okay? So the ability to move forward is going to clear up if you go through the difficulties that are going on with you now and approach them. And this may mean a difficult conversation or your own thoughts or beliefs, your actual mindset. Next, you have the Nine of Wands in reverse. The Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior indicated by the individual here with his bandage. He may be the last line of defense to a village in the background as this beast is approaching. And this is talking about standing your ground kind of energy. And in reverse, this says you're in a place where you're not really sure how you can give anymore. You're not really sure how you can stand your ground. You want to. The passion is there. You're starting to feel the stir, but you're not really sure where your stance should be, where you should make your stand. And I'm hearing make your last stand. Just because you stand your ground on something, just because you address the way you think or act or have passion about something, doesn't mean it's your final stand, okay? Like, oops, I stood up, now I'm knocked down and I can never speak up for myself again. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about you're finding your ground on where you can take that first step to move forward so you can continue a forward momentum from there. So you might be a little bit unsure, but conversely, you're also recognizing where you have given too much ground, what robbed you of your passion, what put you here in the first place. By doing that backtracking we were talking about, this is what's going to bring you to that clear understanding we were talking about with the Judgment card. What is Spirit offering as we go forward for my dear Taurus? We have a flipper, so I'll take it. You have the Queen of Wands in reverse. The Queen of Wands is a very passionate, fiery energy. She is the individual who is always looking to the sun, who is always looking to bring her inner passion and her fire forward. And she is always absolutely in the light, in the spotlight, and out there, okay? The Spirit, this card being here in this position for the Celtic cross, is telling you that you need to recognize where your spirit, your passion have been robbed. Use that as your momentum. Take that turning point, that sort of moment when you felt this change was taking place, and honor it, recognize it, so you can use it and you can flip the script in order to go forward. You're going to see where it was robbed of you, and you're going to enact it and sort of wave that wand, so to speak, in a different way that will help you have that forward momentum. And Spirit is telling you to do just that, okay? Recognize where waving your wand in a certain way didn't benefit you in the past, so you can do it differently moving forward, okay? You didn't learn how to mess up. You didn't learn how to fail. You learned how to do something in a different way, okay? In your positions of hopes and fears, you have the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords is all about that which stresses us out, which keeps us up at night. And this might be your own thoughts or beliefs of yourself or an ideal. This might be a communication or something that replays in your head. I'm hearing for someone it was a particular phrase, maybe a conversation that just keeps playing in your head over and over like a broken record. But you have to get good rest, and you're fearful that this is never going to stop. This is going to be a never-ending loop. You can't get rid of this. Whatever it is, it does feel like it's very over and over for you, Taurus, and you're just tired of that energy. But I feel like you're going to be addressing this, and you're hopeful that you can get past this. You're hopeful that you can just let it go and move on from this. But if you're taking all the steps here, there's no reason to worry. There's no reason to fear. It's okay to have it on the periphery. I'm letting this bother me now. I'm worried I'm going to make that a practice in the future, because then when you start to slip into that pattern, you're going to catch it like that because you're wary that you have a habit of doing that. If you're fearful of it holding you back, I really don't feel like it's going to if you keep this forward momentum that started this big push on that swing that we talked about. What is the long-term outcome? What is the long-term outcome for my Taurus in this reading? What can we expect? The King of Wands in reverse. First you have the Queen of Wands, now you have the King of Wands. What's up? If you stay in this headspace and you stay stressed out, you're going to keep that lack of passion and that lack of momentum with this King of Wands. The King of Wands is very much like his Queen, but just as the Queen has a way of looking to the sun, being in the sun, and naturally making things happen with her passion, the King has to wave his wand, bang his scepter or his staff in order to make it happen. The kind of person who gives orders to make things happen, to make the change take place. If you don't get out of this mental funk that you're in, if you don't get out of this beating myself up energy and stressing about it, you're limiting your own creativity, you're limiting your own fire, and that will be the long-term outcome. But you have the potential to change this and change your story as you see fit, Taurus. And I feel like with this drive and this push, you're being pushed that much harder to break the pattern. Whatever change you're going to see is very likely going to come from you. So let's continue with this reading, because it feels like Spirit is the power in your corner. It is pushing you to be the change you wish to see. Thank you for the phrase. Thank you, Spirit. I do channel as I do these readings, so Spirit can have me open to communication. And also so I don't drain myself energetically as I throw tarot, because I have done that in the past where I will throw tarot and I speak a mile a minute, and by the time I'm done, I'm exhausted. Okay, so I need that sort of feed coming through to help me continue the momentum to help all of you. So what blessings does my Taurus have on offer in the month of August? We're dealing with a lot of stuff. We're putting up with a lot of things, and we're looking for some major change. What blessings do you have to offer for us, Spirit? You have the 10 of Cups in reverse. You're going to see what isn't working for you. You're going to see where your joys do not lie. It's going to be very sort of, I'm hearing coming to Jesus, but kind of coming to the self. 10 of Cups are all about having what truly brings us bliss, what truly brings us joy. And in reverse, this tells me your blessing is going to be seeing clear as day exactly what isn't doing that. And that's going to be what you let go. That's going to be what you transmute into a good energy, because you're sick of dealing with it, okay? And it may not feel like much of a blessing to catch, feels for something that had us down in the doldrums, but it can be, because until we square up with something that's bothering us and acknowledge it and face it, head on, that we're really not going to be inclined to have that leadership and that forward momentum. But you're going to recognize we're not just you, but maybe people who rely on you, because we did have that leadership card, are being held back. And you're going to get real with somebody. You're going to tell them like it is. And you're also going to see who's not in your corner, who genuinely doesn't give back to you in a way that is serving you emotionally and bringing you that joy. What situations? Maybe it's a work situation. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a friendship or a gathering of friends. But you're going to be in a space where something isn't working emotionally. You're going to recognize it and you're going to be like, enough, putting your foot down. What does my Taurus maybe not see coming in the month of August? What does Taurus maybe not see? And this could be anything that comes at us left field. This could be maybe anything that's on your periphery you haven't considered. Let's go ahead and throw a card for that. What you don't see coming is this 5 of Wands in reverse. The 5 of Wands is all about conflict and a battle, okay? In reverse, this says you're not going to see where the battle has ended. Maybe you're putting too much fight into something that's not worth fighting over. Maybe the battle, the real battle, is with yourself, because there really isn't anything for you to fight at this time. There really aren't any demons for you to battle. You just got to square up with yourself. The forward momentum, what you're looking for, stepping into your leadership, it may already be there, but you've got to get yourself in the right mindset to rekindle your own fire. There's no need to fight with yourself. You're being told, stop fighting where it's not necessary. Stop putting energy where it isn't needed, dumping your water into the pond unnecessarily, to take care of yourself, to reach for those stars, to have that which you truly desire. And you're going to find that opportunity comes up for you somewhere in the month of August, where you recognize a battle isn't worth fighting. You unload those 10 of Cups that aren't serving you here, and you just, I'm done. I'm not fighting for this anymore. And it could be a battle that you're having with yourself. But let's go ahead and continue this reading and close out. I want to see what advice you have for my dear Taurus in the month of August, because they're dealing with some stuff. They're going through some things, and we're wanting to move on and turn the page. The 9 of Pentacles. Now we're talking. The 9 of Pentacles is all about having what you're worth and then some, so much that you can give to other people. The advice that you're being given at this time is to invest in the self. Square with yourself where you feel it is necessary to give you that forward movement so you can give to other people. Because once you figure out your playing field, what you're all about and what truly matters to you, then you're going to be able to have enough to give to other people. You're going to have more than enough, because the 9 is almost the completion of a cycle, which is the 10. Okay, so you're building toward that 10. To have that 10 you're looking for, you're going to have to stand your ground, put into yourself, so you can give more, okay? So I love this reading for you, Taurus. It looks like you're making some super huge growth and some super huge progress in the month of August. My name is Echo. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm wishing you a very blessed August. Go ahead and check out that reading so you can use this new moon in Leo to your advantage to give you that forward push. Wishing you many blessings. Have a great day.